Okay, we're going to revisit and we're going to come all the way up to 4. So we know week 1 was putting our cap on, right? It was about covering, affirming, and praying for our husbands, ladies. And that's just what we do. And that's our way of protecting him, right? We always talk about the man being the protector. And that is our way of protecting him. And in the covering, we know it's definitely prayer. That is one thing we should always do. I don't care if he's going to the bathroom. Baby, are you okay? Lord, cover him in the bathroom. If he's in the shower, don't let him slip and hit his head. You know, I'm joking, but I'm serious. Just want to have a ha-ha moment. But number 1, week 1 was covering, affirming, and oh, Father Jesus, praying. And week 2 was about being a dream builder and a dream carrier. Father Jesus, in the name. And it should be a dream sustainer. And you could say either or, being a dream builder and a dream carrier, or a dream sustainer. And it's basically, you know, if you have a husband that is a dreamer, he has a dream beyond the job he's working, a dream beyond what he's doing at the moment. Every day is something new. It could be every hour. You never know. You don't shoot those things down. You encourage that. You add to that. You build on that. You contribute to that. And that's a part of being the helper, complimenting him with an E. Yeah, so if you compliment him with an E, it's easy for him to compliment you with an I. Okay, I'm going there. And one of the quotes that I had was, be the verbal sustenance that fills him beyond satisfaction, and he'll overflow onto you. Hello, somebody. A quote from Dr. Miles Monroe is, when a man begins to share his dream with you, encourage him. And that is it, you know. And this is your partner. This is your covenant right here. So you want to be the one that encourages him, because you surely don't want him seeking encouragement from someone else. You know, not another woman for sure. And week 3 of adding value last week was about representing yourself, representing your husband, and representing the two of you as a unit in the home and outside the home. And we kind of explored intimate time, having family over, having gatherings, and being the one who upheld him in a good light, you know, in front of people, as well as when it's just the two of you, but definitely in front of other people. So if you have a gathering at your home, you don't bring how would I put this, a discrepancy in the home to the forefront of conversation, or in the middle of conversation at all. During a gathering, they should have no idea that anything has transpired between the two of you. You uphold him in that light, and you know, once the gathering is over and things of that nature, then you guys can have a discussion and deal with it. But you don't bring that to the forefront at that time, and surely not out in public. You don't bring that kind of energy to public venues or things of that nature, because you just don't. It's not respectful. It's not God-like. It's not ladylike. So you just don't do that. And be careful with your body language. That's one other thing that I touched on. Be careful with your body language, and that includes your eyes. And ladies, we know how it can be when we have the look. When we have that look, and you know what that look is. So be careful of that, because people are paying attention. So when you are out, you need to be the representation that is the utmost, you know, the utmost Um, giving him the true essence of a king in front of his colleagues, his family, strangers, the public, period. I put it like that. And this, once again, I'm going to put this disclaimer out here as well, because I'm addressing the ladies, because I'm supposed to. That was my assignment. It was my assignment. But this is not about being subservient. I'm not pushing being subservient at all. It's about being submissive. It's about yielding. And once again, I say, if your husband is yielded, if he's submitted to Christ, who is submitted to God, then absolutely you have no problem, or should have no problem, with submitting to him. But the key is him being submitted to Christ, right? Yeah. So we coming into week 4, and it's about, once again, I'll say, being an encouraging contributor. And I'll start with the emotional part, and it's basically piggybacking off of week 1, 2, and 3, and kind of leading up to, because it's falling into the same category, and just reiterating all over again. If you're contributing to your husband in an emotional standpoint, from an encouraging place, then you're giving him what he's needing to have to be the most he needs to be for the family, if that makes sense. Somewhere in Proverbs, it talks about, your words being as sweet as honey. And it's all through the proverbial sayings and the Psalms, and speaking about your words and how they give life, and how they render health, and how they fuel a person, and how they fuel people. And just think about it. If you are the number one lady in his life, right? And as a wife, you are that number one lady. And it speaks about, wives being our husband's crown. You don't want to be a dull and dusty crown. You don't want to be a crooked crown. You don't want to be the crown that he that he takes off and throws in the crown. I don't want this. You want to be the one that he shines up, like he want to keep it clean. He's shining that thing up. It's diamonds across that. It's diamonds across that. It's some things that you have to go through to be able to sustain and be in that position. Because trust me, the devil doesn't like it. What he does not like is true ordained God marriages, because he knows what's coming from that. He knows what that's about. It's power in that. And he knows there's power in that. And it's a big, 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 big blessed purpose that God has for it. So don't you think that the pressure to go through what you have to go through, because there's some things that you have to go through, in relationship and in marriage, you have to keep each other covered. But the pressure that you have to go through, don't you think that it's worth it? Ladies, sometimes it just be like, sometimes he might not, be in the best mood. Sometimes he might not answer you in a way that you want to be answered. Now, I'm not saying to deal with disrespect. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't deal with disrespect. But it's a difference between disrespect and, having a bad moment or a bad day, and him coming and apologizing and dying to himself too. Because, man, you have to die to yourself too, okay? This is not a one-way street. I'm not giving that. But ladies, sometimes, sometimes we can, a gentle answer turns away strife. Yeah. But I'm gonna read one of the verses before I go off into the mental. It says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts." That is Psalm 139:23. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Now we know he already knows our heart. But to say the words, search me,